Do you wake up feeling lethargic? Do you feel bloated? Do you often just feel like your joints are aching? Do you find that you maybe wake up in the morning suffering headaches or just with this fogginess just over the eyes and over the mind as soon as you wake up and just get out of bed and start the day? It's like your eyelids are just groggy and they feel like they're made of cement. Do you find it hard to stay focused on tasks throughout the day? And do you find that your digestion is often feeling really cramped and your tummy's feeling really bloated and it's just, you're feeling really heavy in the tummy. You're just not enjoying how you're feeling each and every day, feeling lethargic, feeling tired, all these different things. Maybe what's actually happening here is that we're dehydrated. And one of the biggest things, most people who don't drink enough water find that they do feel more tired, they feel more stressed, they feel more bloated, their joints start to ache a lot more, their body's holding onto a lot more fluid, it's a lot more inflamed, the mental clarity doesn't exist, and you've got the mental fogginess happening, and all of these things are happening because we haven't been drinking enough water. What's really interesting about hydration is that our body is comprised of 60 to 80% water. And even more so than that, our mind is actually 73% water. Water is imperative for our body's function, not just to just get through the day, but from an energetic point of view and to have that mental clarity and that focus and the ability to be able to just feel just calm and energized throughout the day, feeling balanced. So as we drink more water, the body's going to transport that around to the cells, to the organs, and as we breathe and we sweat and we go through our daily life, our body's constantly releasing the water that we're consuming every day. So if we never have water throughout the day, and maybe some people go days without drinking water, drinking coffee, sure, drinking alcohol, sure, or maybe drinking soft drinks or juices or shakes or milkshakes or other different types of liquids, but they don't drink water. And then all of a sudden they wonder why all these things are happening within the body and it's feeling tired and it's lethargic and it's just feeling a little bit sluggish each and every day. It's because we're not actually consuming water on its own and giving the body what it needs. Because if it's able to actually transport the amazing hydration throughout the body, now, yeah, you're going to have more energy, you're going to feel more focused, you're going to have more mental clarity. But at the same time, the body has to transport that, the metabolism has to process that water throughout the body. So for every 2 liters of water we drink, we burn 100 calories through a process called thermogenesis. And what this really is the body's actually now processing the water, it's transporting it around the body. Because it has to process the water, the body temperature is going to rise because the metabolism is firing and it's starting to work, the body's starting to work. And because that's happening, it's transporting this beautiful, amazing hydration around the body. So the body's burning. It's in a state where it's processing. Our metabolism's having to work, which is great because it means not only are we hydrated, but at the same time, maybe what's also happening is we're cracking into some of those stubborn kilos that we can often find hard to shift. So we might be finding that in the middle of the night, we're getting up and we're going to the toilet because we've been trying to consume this water. Or maybe we're finding throughout the day, especially if we're working in an office, that we're getting up multiple times throughout the day, probably at inopportune times, to be able to go to the toilet. Now, that's not ideal in either scenario. So what we want to try and do though is understand that if we're going from being someone that doesn't drink water at all to someone who does drink water, naturally there's going to be a change in how the body is processing the water. So firstly, what we want to do is this thing called front loading, which is where for the first half of the day, the moment you wake up until about midday, you want to make sure you've consumed half to 3/4 of your water intake for the day. We want to make sure we're consuming up to 4 liters, anywhere from 2 to 4 liters of water a day at a minimum. If we can increase it a little bit, maybe anywhere from 2 to 6 liters, that'd be a great ballpark to stay within consistently each and every day. Not saying you're always going to be able to hit the 4 liter mark. Maybe some days it's only 2 liters. Other days you might get 5 liters. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Just as long as you're consuming water, it's going to help the body's processes just so that you can feel calmer, more energetic, you can feel more focused, you're not going to feel as bloated, digestion's going to be a lot more easier. Everything, your body's just going to work a lot better and function a lot better, much higher level. And you'll find too that it's going to be easier to stay consistent with your health transformation goals because it's going to help the body to stay in this elevated metabolic state where it's going to be burning and utilizing not just the water, but the food that you also have consumed throughout the day as well, which is really, really cool. So if we want to optimize brain function, we want to optimize bodily function, we want to optimize how we're feeling and how we're showing up, not only when we wake up, but throughout the day, then consuming water is extremely important. We want to make sure that we get the majority of our water in before midday. So we want to try and get, maybe it's anywhere from 1.5 to 3 liters in before midday. And you might be like, whoa, that's a lot of water, Tom. I'm only drinking a couple of glasses a day at the moment. That's fine. So we build into that. So if you're only having a couple of glasses a day at the moment, maybe up that to try for a litre a day. Aim for a litre, which might be 5 glasses of water, depending on how big your glasses are. So that might be a great place to start. So then track that for the first few days, and then the following week, or maybe the 3rd and 4th day, up that to 2 litres of water, which might be 10 glasses of water. And then all of a sudden now what's happening is slowly over time, you're gently increasing the amount of water you're consuming, and the body's becoming more and more hydrated. Your tolerance to water is also improving. Therefore, going to the toilet and all that kind of stuff is not so excessive, because you've just gone from 0 to 100 in the space of a day. You can do that, and if you're okay with the fact that the body's going to go through an adjustment period, then that's amazing and that's fine, that's perfect, that's great, because as soon as you can crack into consuming between that 2 to 4 litres, the easier it's going to be, the better you're going to be feeling, the better the body's going to be feeling, the better the mind's going to be feeling, therefore the more consistent you're going to be on this journey of being able to create amazing health. So what we want to be doing is consuming 2 litres of water, 2 to 4 litres of water a day. We want to be getting that in the first half of our day, and then the remainder of that water can just be sipped on, whether it's in glass form, like having a couple of glasses here and there, or keeping your bottle and still hitting the water and still consuming that maybe all the way through the afternoon. But understand, through doing that, getting the bulk of your water in by midday, it's going to reduce the need when you get to bed that night to have to be up in the middle of the night going to the toilet because you've consumed all of your water just before you've gone to bed. What's going to happen if you've drunk all your water before you've gone to bed? Naturally, you're going to be getting up in the middle of the night at inconvenient times to have to go to the toilet. And that's not ideal. That's not ideal, because you want to be maximizing your sleep. So front load your water, drink between 2 to 4 litres of water a day as a minimum. Make sure that you're hydrating the body so you can optimize brain function and body function. For every 2 litres of water you drink, you're going to burn 100 calories. So it's going to be a really good way of being able to catapult fantastic health transformations as a result of staying hydrated and focused and just feeling really energetic and really hydrated, because you're drinking this beautiful water. So your actions from this today, your actions are: buy a big bottle, buy a big 1 or 2 litre bottle, carry that with you, keep it on your desk. It's the easiest way to track how much water you're drinking, because we lose track of the amount of glasses we have, and sometimes we don't have the time every day to be getting up and down out of our desk chair, or constantly walking to and from the sink to get water, or to and from the drink fountain to get water, because it's just an inconvenience to be up. It's an inconvenience to be up and down that amount of times all the time. So keep it nice and simple. It's easier to track, and you're not having to get up and down as much. So just make sure you buy yourself a big bottle that you can track how much water you're drinking every day, and then consume the majority of your water before midday. And it might be a little bit challenging in the start, and that's great, because like with anything that we do that's new, it is always in that adjustment period, the first couple of weeks of doing any new habit, it is always more challenging because you're doing something differently to how you've been doing things in the past. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. If it was simple and easy, it is simple, but if it was easy, then you would already be doing it. So the fact that you're not doing it means it's going to be a bit of a challenge to start doing it. So just understand that, and just be gentle on yourself as you go through this process. Make sure that you're tracking how much water you drink every day. So if you've got a 1 litre bottle, then maybe aim at a minimum to be drinking 2 to 3 of those every day, ideally 2 to 4 of those every single day. Awesome, there's your 4 litres of water consumed every day. And then you're getting it in before midday, and as a byproduct of that, the body's feeling amazing, you're feeling hydrated, you've got more mental clarity, more focus, more energized, the body's just feeling more balanced. So drink your water, and good luck.